Welcome to week 4 of this fantasy football season. To me, week 4 is the great equalizer week. If you had a bad draft or you got hit by some injuries or maybe even a suspension or two, the bye weeks could be a chance for you to catch up. If you're in a 1-2 hole or if you're 0-3, you might be able to catch a break, catching the guy who has Peyton Manning on a bye week this week. And you may catch some momentum. It could a little burst of luck, some good waiver wire moves. You may end up becoming even by week 5 or 6. I'm Dennis Farrell. This is a Fantasy Selfie. Let me get you caught up on all the news happening this week. First and foremost, Arian Foster. The hammy injury that he sustained right now is the same one that bothered him and kept him out of preseason this week. It's one of these that I'm concerned from the long future. Alfred Blue definitely a must own. I may even keep an eye on Jonathan Grimes just in case, but this is going to plague him throughout the season. Dennis Pitta is out for the season. I say Owen Daniels is the guy that you may want to pick up in fantasy football. The Baltimore Ravens say they're going by a tight end by committee, but Kubiak and Owens have a history together. I suggest you pick him up if you're starved for a tight end. Danny Woodhead is out for the season. I'll cover some of that in the waiver wire pickups. Jonathan Stewart may be out up towards a month. Don't forget Mike Tolbert's out for the season now, and with a very injured DeAngelo Williams, who might be the guy you want to pick up? Stay tuned for that one also. Jordan Reed, he should be out for week 4 and possibly week 5. I have him probable for week 5, so keep an eye on that one. Ryan Tannehill, Mike Glennon, and Teddy Bridgewater will all start this week, which is good news if you have a Peyton Manning on the bye. Now, I think Tannehill will continue to be the starter. I'm not worried one bit about that situation. And Vernon Davis' practice so far this week was a good sign, pointing towards him playing in week 4. He sat in week 5 with that deep ankle bruise. He's going against Philadelphia, who that should be a shootout. Look, if you have him, play him. That I'm upward and upbeat that he will be playing in week 4 for you. A couple waiver wire pickups you may want to keep an eye on. Ahmad Bradshaw is only owned in 67% of leagues. He's got back-to-back double-digit games. He's very involved in the pass game and has outproduced Trent Richardson thus far this season. If he's available on your waiver wire, running backs are at premium right now. He's a must-own. Alfred Blue, who I mentioned a few minutes ago, was only owned in 4% of leagues. He went 13 for 78 against the Giants. He had one nice run called back. He is another must-own as long as Arian Foster is banged up. Jordan Matthews, rookie wide receiver for Philadelphia. I'm big on him this week, owning 3% of leagues against Washington. He went 8 for 59 and 2 touchdowns. I wouldn't expect those games often, but this is a high-flying offense in Philadelphia. Any of these guys could hit at any moment. He's worth it own, maybe a flex play based off of matchups. Brian Quick, owned in 21% of leagues. He had another great day. So far this season, Brian Quick has 16 catches for 236 and 1 touchdown. He's posting some great fantasy numbers in standard leagues. So if you are desperate for a bye week wide receiver, Quick is the guy you may want to own right there. Kobe Fleener is owned in 16% of leagues. Let's say you do own a Vernon Davis and you're still slightly gun shy about playing him. Kobe Fleener may be the guy you want to go for. Last week he went 4 for 49 and a touchdown against Jacksonville. This week he goes up against Tennessee. I like him a lot for a play this week. And Niles Paul, owned in 7% of leagues and climbing. As long as Jordan Reed's out, this Paul kid is going to produce for you. In the last 3 games, he went 4 for 86, 8 for 79 and a touchdown, and 6 for 68. You might want to go out and pick him up. And one guy everybody's billing on a little bit early and I'm still high on, it always gives me a big laugh, is Bishop Sankey. Here's a rookie that was going in about the 5th round in 12-team leagues. People are billing out on him now based on his production. But look, it's Sean Green he's going up against. The coach down there said, he has to improve his footwork. What is he, Fred Astaire? Don't worry about him. If he's available on your waiver wire, go pick him up and hang on to him. He's not a play now, and I want to see 2 good games out of him before I even call him a flex play, but I still believe that he should be an own for you right now. Your week 4 buys, by the way, Denver, Arizona, Cincinnati, Cleveland, Seattle, and St. Louis. Now, for all you fantasy heads out there, Peyton Manning, you're going to miss. Whoever's going to start, probably Drew Stanton for Arizona. Cincinnati, you're out a Dalton. You're out Cleveland. I don't think you're playing Hoyer right now. Seattle, you're out Russell Wilson. And St. Louis, you're out this Austin kid. So you're probably not playing him either. The week 4 matchups for you guys is the Giants at Washington, Buffalo at Houston, Tampa Bay at Pittsburgh, Tennessee at Indy, Green Bay at Chicago, Miami at Oakland, Detroit at the Jets, Carolina at Baltimore, Jacksonville at San Diego. You have Philly at San Francisco, Atlanta at Minnesota, New Orleans at Dallas, New England at Kansas City is your Monday night game. I'm Dennis Farrell. You can follow me on Twitter at Dennis77Farrell. I always answer every fantasy tweet I get, especially on game days I'm there. If you have a severe fantasy question you need it answered and you're not on Twitter, you can shoot me an email, Dennis77Farrell at gmail.com. I always return emails pretty quickly. And if you're on Facebook, send me a friend request. I'm always tweeting or Facebooking. Dennis Farrell, Farrell. And remember, Hail Hydra.